Tiki tock. It is that time of night. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and he is Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing tonight, Jack?
Not bad. A little stuffed up, but you know, it's weather.
Indeed. Fucking weather changes. I need to live somewhere where the weather's always the same, but warm and always the same.
Yeah, like 70 to 80 all the year round.
Yeah, I would even go 80 to 90 would be fine with me.
Ugh, fuck that. I want like 50 to 70.
No, I want everybody to sweat so they're skinnier.
Oh, that's not a bad plan.
See?
I got the riots on another tab here.
Oh, yeah.
And the cops were doing a push, and I was like, man, they're getting some good cardio in for these rioters.
Right. Oh, God. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, it's a good workout for them. I saw somebody. Did you see the video of the Chinese guys just going ham on that prisoner?
No.
Dude, they got a prisoner in handcuffs, and they're beating the shit out of him and tasing him. And somebody said, that's what our cops do. I'm like, no.
Not really, no.
I've watched a lot of this. I've yet to see them beat and tase a bound prisoner.
Yeah, especially with, there would have to be a really good reason for that in most cases. It's pretty rare that our cops actually go rogue like that. Yeah,
and now we did see what happened with George Floyd and all that. So, I mean,
yeah,
he still wasn't beaten and tased while he was down there.
Yeah, that's why Rodney King became such a big deal, was because it's rare that sort of thing actually happens and gets caught on tape.
Yeah, that guy in China probably got a raise.
Yeah, it's a different world, and people are silly.
People who compare like what happens over there to what's happening here have no fucking idea.
Right? And that's what they're trying to get here.
Right. It's actually what they're trying to bring over. I saw Gums, whatever the fuck his name is. Somebody was arguing with him about the Chinese, and I saw another argument where people were arguing about and in every one of the cases, Jack, they downplay what the CCP is like. Every one of them. They're like, no, it's not. No, come on, man. We're just like them. We're really not. You have no fucking idea. If you were speaking out against the Chinese government the way people speak out against Trump or speak out against capitalism or speak out against whatever whiny bullshit these people are on the streets for, they would take them out behind a building and put a bullet in their fucking head and be done with it. The end.
Yep.
Anyhow. So, Jack, I had a little drinky poo earlier.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how much of it's in my system. I'm feeling a little
tipsy,
angry.
Angry? Oh.
I'm a little angry, Jack, and here's why.
Danny drinks his special sauce, then he gets mad.
I was watching videos, just letting them, picking something out of whatever was recommended. I have weird recommends right now because I've been watching all kinds of weird shit. Nothing like freaky weird, but like I was watching, the space shuttle videos the other day and the ship sinking videos. So of course I have a bunch of astronaut and ship sinkings in my recommends. But I also still, like my drama. So I actually went over and I was looking at drama stuff, which we can talk about in a little bit if we need to. And then I saw it was, I forget the astronaut's name. He's a Canadian astronaut. He got rather famous earlier this year, at the end of last year. He'd have been on the International Space Station. He's been up in space 3 times. He's Canadian, so they're like, we didn't know they could do that. But I was watching several of the things he was talking about because I do like space, Jack. I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
And the thing that finally is like, okay, I need to stop watching this shit and go vent. is it's a Wired video, 15 or 20 moments that changed his life. I forget the name of it exactly. How many moments? And one of the pictures is him and a bunch of friends playing. One of them's playing a guitar, and the others are goofing off with him. And he points out who one of the guys is. He was the commander on the Columbia.
Oh,
yeah. For those of you who don't know, he was the commander on the Columbia when it didn't exactly return to Earth properly, which we talked about just the other day, Jack.
yeah.
That's the story of Columbia pisses me off so much. Challenger was stupid enough.
Yeah, but Columbia was totally preventable.
We had another shuttle ready.
Yeah.
We could have got up there and at least tried to save those people. And instead, the government did what the government did, what they always do. Like, we got time constraints. We don't need to worry about that. Just send it through. We don't got time to worry about that. I can't be concerned with that.
There's always time to worry.
What got me thinking about my mom. My mom had gone to doctors complaining about the same things that put her into a civilian hospital for over a year. Over a year. Doctors couldn't be bothered. Couldn't be bothered. You smoke, you're overweight. That's why you're tired. That's why you're run down. It's just that. Turns out, no, leukemia. 3 months after a civilian doctor found it because they bothered, she died. And it just, every time the government gets involved with something, it is minimal possible effort. I can't be bothered with that. I can't be bothered with that. And it leads to people dying.
Yep.
And this goes to what we always talk about with communism versus capitalism. You know what makes people bother, Jack? Financial incentive. It might not be the best the most noble motivation in the world, but it works.
It's totally effective.
It works like a motherfucker. And you take that away, and you got these little shitbags out there actually cheering on the CCP.
Yep.
Thinking we're bad as them. We need that here. The fuck is wrong with you fucking... Oh, you know what, Jack? I got to share this with you. I have to share this because I about lost my fucking mind when I saw this picture. This is why communism is going to come here, Jack.
Is this picture quirky?
Oh. No. And that would be a good answer too. You see this picture here?
Yep.
Tell me what you see here.
Lunch.
How many sandwiches you count?
At least 2.
How many bags of chips?
1 bag of chips. What looks like a little Debbie snack cake and a juice.
The chips are name brand. There's both condiments and meat and cheese. All 3. Yeah. I said both. All 3 on those sandwiches. This bitch had the nerve to put this on Twitter and said, "My first struggle meal."
That's not a struggle meal.
My first struggle meal.
Look, there have been days where that has been my entire day's worth of food.
Jack, I'm gonna tell you about a struggle meal I've had many times in my life.
Yeah, ramen noodles.
Take this away. Take that snack away. Take these chips away. Take that drink away. Take that cheese away. Take that meat away. Lunch.
Yep.
Literally a mayo sandwich. I have eaten that many times in my life because that's all we had.
Yeah, it makes my stomach churn thinking about it because I've been there.
Yeah.
Look,
this is your struggle meal?
I would love to see your not struggle meal because I bet it looks like a fucking buffet of delicious.
No shit.
But I still eat like this. What are they talking about? Fuck these people. They don't know what struggle is.
eggs. And that is my point, my friend. This is what I was talking about. This is why you're going to get communism, because you have shitheads in this country who think that is a struggle.
Yep. And under communism, they won't have all that shit. They'll have to have a high enough social credit score to get the chips. They're not going to have the bonuses. They're not going to have the extras. They're going to have generics of everything. Hi, Kyle.
Kyle, thank you so much. He says, hello, chat people, Monkey and Jack. Hello, sir. Struggle meal. Oh, I was hot when I saw this one. You out of your fucking mind?
Obviously, this person has never been poor.
There are poor kids who that will be their whole week's worth of food.
Yeah. You know, there's been times where I've had to cut a sandwich in half so I could save half for tomorrow so that I knew I would have something to eat.
Yeah.
Give me a break. This is fucking dumb. You know, I've lived off of a loaf of bread for way longer than I care to admit to.
Yep.
This is disgusting. I fucking hate these people. These are spoiled little bourgeoisie shitheads that think they're oppressed.
Somebody in the comments, when I retweeted this, they pointed out one struggle meal is when your mom says she's not really hungry and you don't understand why you're eating really crappy food.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've been there many times. I remember, Mom, yeah, I'm not really hungry tonight. This is not a struggle meal. This is you being spoiled.
Yep.
You got meat and cheese on there, bitch. You got more than one piece of ham. You were able to layer that bitch. Yes, those are the cheap slices of ham, but you got like what, 3 or 4 on each sandwich.
Yeah, just because you got some Carl Buddings doesn't mean you still don't have meat. Look, it may not be top quality, but it'll keep you alive. That's what matters. Stop your bitching and fucking suck it up and shut your fucking mouth. These people are fucking disgusting.
And this right here, guys, is why communism is so appealing to these people. Yeah, exactly. And that's bitch got a snack cake. Bitch got a snack cake talking about struggle meal.
Your mild discomfort does not equal oppression or struggle.
That will fill her stomach. She will feel fine after eating that. I mean, unless she's not used to that kind of look. This is it's not your most healthy meal.
Well, no, but neither is that the 10-pack of ramen that Dangerous just mentioned.
Yeah, dude,
that you got for $2.
Yeah, I've lived off ramen many times. They have no struggle. They don't understand struggle.
No, they don't. They're spoiled, pampered little kids who got an award for everything they fucking did, probably had helicopter parents, and they disgust me. I find them repulsive as people. I find it insulting that they think they're smart, because that's an insult to the dumb people that are like, oh, this guy's not smart at all. I don't know. I'm just so enraged by these people. Every time we see something like this, it doesn't even disappoint me anymore. Like, oh, fucking education system's failing. No, now it just makes me angry.
Yeah.
And I get angrier every fucking time.
Preach it. Absolutely. Like I said, this picture pissed me off. And I want to point out that that bottle there says drinking water. So she also had one of those uppity poured in single packs of flavor for your water to make some lemonade.
Yeah, those things that cost like $5 and you get 6 of them in a box.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking ripoff. You can get a whole gallon of a pre-made grape drink for that.
Yep. Struggle. Suck my dick.
Right? If you're not drinking
struggle meal, bitch.
Right? If you didn't grow up holding one of those little barrels with the gross flavored water in it,
oh yeah,
you don't know what struggle is.
Dude, those barrels were like a treat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Caramon, who says, I've had to go to bars just to eat their crackers and peanuts. Couldn't even afford the beer. Shaking my head. Jack's being more polite than I am. I get you. I feel it.
Well, we got to kind of temper, because most of what I would say would just be profanities if I said what I was thinking.
Oh, real quick, I got to tell you about that. They've added in. Now I know why you guys had problems watching. I told you guys. I told you anytime that shit happens, they're changing something on YouTube. And sure enough, they did. You know how I told you I got to tell them if I'm going to swear?
Yeah.
they've added a new line to the "Are you going to swear?" thing.
Uh-oh.
And it says if you click that one, it means you're going to say, is it a bundle of sticks? Well, either version of bundle of sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The slur for gays.
Yeah.
The N-word, that one, or cunt. Cunt is apparently, I don't know, for our British and Australian friends, I didn't know if you guys understood that you were being that horrible, but you're basically saying the N-word. Kind of shit is that? By the way, I did click that box because I knew I was probably going to say cunt. I had to, especially if I'm going to talk about how they don't allow us to say cunt, I knew I was going to say cunt.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fair. I saw somebody get Check Your Logic got hit by the moderator team too. So Google's watching. Hi, Google.
Hey, Google, suck it. My phone just, actually, okay, Google, suck it. There we go.
Real fast.
No, please don't. Please don't search the web for that.
Thank you. This is Kyle. These people don't know what struggle is. Thankfully, I've had to experience it before, but at least I know what struggle actually is. I've never had to experience it. Well, yeah, man, that's just it. Some people just do not understand the concept of what struggle is because they're that pampered.
Thank you, Brittany, who says, my grandma said she had to collect ketchup packets for tomato soup. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there. It's disgusting. Don't do that.
Look, you do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still, a byproduct of crippling childhood poverty, still have, I save the packets when I go out to eat.
Yeah.
So I got a packet drawer like every good poor person.
So Lady Monkey doesn't understand why I do it.
Yeah. It's from growing up poor. My grandfather, apparently when they were struggling, he would fill up the ketchup and mustard jars. He had those little squeeze bottles.
Yep.
He'd fill them up with water to make it look like they had ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking dark, man. I'd just be like, I don't have any of that. Leave me alone.
I remember many times we'd run out of ketchup and couldn't get any more. So there was ketchup in the drawer at least. Just go grab a couple of packets. I remember one time there was a ship picnic because they used to do that for the different divisions on the ship. They'd each have their own picnics. And afterwards, because they bought a whole box of those things and we got the box at the end. There's like half a thing of them in there. Yeah. Those lasted for quite a while, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I look at this stupid shit, this my first struggle meal. Go fuck yourself. Oh man. Can you cover your screen with a picture on PC? What? How do you mean?
Go full screen, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, I can. Anyone like that one we were just looking at, I would have to cut out and make it its own thing, though, because I was looking at it on Twitter. Anyhow, yeah. We talk a lot about how they're spoiled kids. And it's been a while, Jack, since I've seen something that just jumped out at me and went, oh, wow, they're more spoiled than I thought. You got 2 sandwiches, bitch, and a snacky cake. Shut the fuck up.
Right?
Shadow
looks delicious.
Shadow Raven, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, that's actually a good meal right there. I've eaten that many times. Shadow Raven, thank you so much, who says, struggle meal is just ramen or making bread to eat for meals, and I am diabetic and still do that from time to time still. Oh, I understand.
Yeah. It's called being broke. Look, if you're lucky enough never had to do that, awesome, good for you. But should at least know what real struggle is.
Unholy Reaper, thank you so much. Who says from some recent booming gun sales? That is very kind of you, sir. Thank you very, very much, and congratulations on the booming business.
Yeah, man, congratulations. Seems to be a good time to be in your line of work, dude.
No shit. Can thank Antifa.
Yeah.
I meant more, is it possible to cover your homepage with a picture? I'm okay. Kyle, I'm not trying to be a jackass here. What do you mean by homepage? Are you talking about like your desktop? Because that, I mean, pretty much anywhere I know of with a homepage, you can mostly do it. If you're talking about like a background on Twitter itself, only your banner at the top of your profile. And there's a lot of sites that are like that. It depends on what you mean by homepage. And again, I'm not trying to be a jackass here. I just need to know exactly what you mean. Booming. Yeah, there's a lot of tricks you learn when you're poor. Like somebody just mentioned rice with butter. Rice is wonderful when you're poor.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, thank you, Unholy Reaper, for the generous donation. And some for you, too. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you, bud. That's awesome. You know, one of my favorite things to do, Jack, is to get a can of Campbell's soup. And you get the chunky soup. And you make it, and you put rice in there. And that shit's like a meal for 4 days.
Yeah. I eat most of my food with rice because it makes it go farther.
Yep.
And... You know, I eat the brown rice more now because I'm getting older and can't eat like you used to, you know?
Sure.
So, you get used to it, and you can always add a little bit of flavor in there.
Yeah, whatever you put in it's what it's going to taste like.
Yeah.
Rice ain't got no flavor.
No, I always keep a lot of rice on hand anyway because I'm one of those guys that likes to have some food in the house in case of a disaster like COVID.
Yeah. We always have rice. And one of my favorite things, just rice with a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
Rice also is really good with just a little bit of sugar. Don't overdo it. You don't want to be hearing it crunch when you eat it. Holy shit, made about 5,500 last week. Damn.
That's fucking awesome. Good for you, man.
Oh, so anyhow, yeah, I got really annoyed by those things, a combination of those things, Jack. Watching our government just absolutely fail its people in ways that they really shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, watching our citizenry be that goddamn spoiled. Like, are you for fucking real right now? And then I see Bernie Sanders talking about the millions who are starving in America. I'm like, well, if that's how they're starving, they're okay.
Yeah, no shit. This really minimizes actual struggle.
Right?
Like, if this is how people are perceiving struggle, then we have no problems then. I'm sure there are some hobos trying to get sandwiches out of dumpsters, but for fuck's sake, you're minimizing the suffering of millions of people. Billions around the world would love to have that for their struggle meal.
Oh, okay. Kyle's wondering if he can get rid of everything, including his icons and his taskbar. You should be able to hide the taskbar. I don't know how to do it. I like having my taskbar where I can see it. As for the icons, no, you'd have to get rid of those.
Yeah, I got a virus that would present an image over all of that stuff, but I don't know exactly how it happened or how they got rid of it. So I know it's possible that it can happen.
There was a great thing back in the, it's got to be the late 90s by now. It was this program you could send to your friends. And when they click on it, it would look like their computer was melting. Like everything on their screen would just start melting.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I still have it somewhere on a disc somewhere. But so many people would be like, oh my God, I have a virus. Like, calm down, man. Just click somewhere else and it stops.
Right? Real quick, thank you, Tarkata. Did you guys see that TEDx that Scribe did about the woman who had to come to the reality that, quote, poor, quote, people couldn't afford $700 a week to eat healthy food for her weight loss program? I'm glad I missed that. I'm already mad.
No, but I've seen people talk about that before. Like, this is why poor people are fat. Hostess only costs 3 cents, and lettuce costs $20. And there's a little bit of a point to it when you're talking about health food, because anything that gets labeled health food, immediately the price jumps.
Yeah,
immediately. There's some truth to that, but you there's a lot of skinny people who are poor. It's just health choices you make. You can still eat decently healthy.
Yeah, like a head of cabbage is like 75 cents at Meijer right now.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Cabbage is gross. Kimchi's even worse, but you can survive on it.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, a lot of the problem with people being fat and poor is that they're also lazy as fuck. And there's going to be, oh, monkey, how dare you? Like, when do you see him out jogging? Stop.
Right?
They got brand new shoes. They ain't never jogged in them. Bitch in a jogging outfit weighing 400 pounds. That bitch don't jog. Stop it.
Danger said, did you see that Riley Dennis video where he was talking about how poor people should be able to buy luxury items like lobster?
Yep, of course. I responded to that.
That one did come close to the refrigerator one, though.
Same one.
Oh, is it?
Yep, same video.
The refrigerator line? Yep. I wanted to punch my computer.
I got in so many arguments with people over that because he insisted that's not a luxury.
That's a human necessity.
Right. No, it's not. It is a luxury. That's how fucking spoiled our children are, is that they cannot even imagine a world without having a refrigerator. My dad didn't have one in the house when he was growing up.
I live out of a mini fridge. I don't have a regular fridge. I don't have a freezer. I have a mini fridge. If it doesn't fit in there, I ain't keeping it.
Within 2 generations, Jack, from my dad to my children, from not having a refrigerator to not being able to contemplate houses without them.
Yeah. Like, I don't have an oven. I have a toaster oven.
Fair enough, yeah.
Because I don't get to stay here. When they sell this house, I have to leave. And it's a lot easier to move when you don't own a freezer.
Right.
Or a giant stove. So, yeah, it's one of those things like my parents grew up. They're not boomers. They're the generation before that. I think they call them the forgotten generation.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up like they were born before. My dad was born before the war. So they were always laughing at the stuff they see on TV when people talk about this shit. Or I'll explain to them like, yeah, did you know refrigerators are a necessity? And they're like, yeah, as soon as the Iceman delivers the ice for it, they remember that shit.
Cheggy Logic says, I have a refrigerator, or I have to have a refrigerator because I like milk and cheese. My dad grew up eating cheese and they had fresh milk all the time. You know how? They had a fucking cow.
Yeah. Probably a root cellar too.
Yeah. I just live in a group home. Thank you so much, Hazmat. Well, that'll work. Look, I'm not saying it's not nice to have a refrigerator and that we shouldn't try to make it so everybody has one. Of course, it helps food last longer and you're less likely to get sick. But when you talk about there's places in the world that don't have running water to homes, your refrigerator kind of doesn't seem as important then, does it?
Yeah, I mean, there's people living in like shanties made out of scrap metal and scrap wood they found, like pallets and things like that. Give me a break. Look at Brazil.
Yeah.
There's like an entire mountainside covered in shanties where like old extension cords are running the electricity. And they're like daisy chaining that shit. It's some giant fire hazards.
Excuse me. Shadow says, I have to have a refrigerator because of my meds. There's some people that have that issue. And I don't know how that would be handled if you didn't these days. But a lot of those meds didn't exist back before refrigerators. Refrigerators have allowed those to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's amazing how far technology has come. And, I like having a refrigerator. I miss having a freezer. Oh, my God, do I ever. 'Cause I store all my meat products at another person's house.
There you go.
Like, hey, can I come over and get some frozen food out? It's funny. But,
It's real. Give to Jack so he can get a house. There you go. I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah. I think we're a long way away from that one. I like my nomad lifestyle. Not really. But look, a lot of this stuff is really nice conveniences, but that's just it. They're conveniences. You can live without a television. You can live without the internet. You won't like it, but you can.
If you want to understand our fucked up view of what poor is, understand that having a television is part of the poor index.
Yeah.
Not having one is... I wonder how that goes now, Jack, for people who have cut the cord and have made the conscious decision not to watch fucking TV.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've updated it anytime recently, but anyhow, yeah, it's great that we can be this spoiled, but we have a problem with people appreciating it.
Yeah.
That's where the issue comes in. They don't appreciate it. You should look at your refrigerator. Now, I'm not saying stand there and like worship at the damn thing, but every once in a while, I'm like, I'm so fucking happy I have this. Jack, our fridge went out a couple years back, and when we got the new one, I just stood in there and I stared inside of it for like 20 minutes. Like, I love you. I fucking love you. And we survived. Luckily, it was wintertime. The damn thing, somebody went to open it and it's like, it's warm in this thing. Like, oh shit. So reached in and anything that was still cold went out into the snow. Thankfully, it was snow season. Our ice box was literally the ice in our front yard for about a week.
I've done that many times.
And
I could do it again in 2 more months.
Then you don't have to ask if you can come over.
That's right. I could just leave it in my trunk like normal people.
Devil says, how does the affect the thing Monkey said index? There's a poor index to know whether or not you're poor. And it's this list of things that if you don't have, I think it's more than 6 of them, you were classified as being in poverty. And one of them is owning a television. One of them is owning a car. One of them is owning a washer and dryer. Fuck, I forget what the others are. There's some that make sense on the list. And then there's some like owning a TV. It's like, why the fuck is that on this list?
Yeah.
Hazmat, thank you. Wait until we have an EMP attack. Then 90% of people will die within a year and a half. Well, mostly those very spoiled people, very. I'm not sold that an EMP attack would have the effect everybody thinks it would.
It depends how much of the country gets knocked down at once. Like if they took out the whole country, there'd be a lot of dead people.
Well, I mean, for the most part, it's going to take out the power generators and not everything else. And the issues with them are easily replaced. So,
well, it depends on, they really don't know how it's going to affect certain things. Like modern cars actually have some shielding. So the best way, if that were to happen, unhook your battery and hook it back up again. And you got a 25 or 30% chance your car will still work. I read a whole book on this.
Yeah. RG says, already been tested. Hain is an actual thing. I don't know what Hain is.
It's a high altitude nuclear explosion.
Oh, okay. Bad enough solar flare would fuck us, or would fuck the US. I know everybody's worried about these things. I know everybody's worried about them. Relax. Everybody's worried about Y2K. I told y'all not to worry. And everybody's like, Monkey, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Granted, it's not you people. But I was told the same thing with that. Sometimes Monkey's smarter than you think.
Now, if you're really worried about it, what you do is you get some static bags, put some electronics in there, seal them up. Then you put them in a metal trash can, like one of those cheapo $20 ones.
Yeah.
Put the lid on it and seal it with aluminum tape and just tuck it in a closet.
There you go.
Done. And then if you know what's coming, throw your phone in the microwave because the microwave is a Faraday cage.
Nothing for you here. Thank you. I missed your night and I wanted to give the Lords of the Night crew some shekels. Now that I'm able, pretend I said something witty. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's very kind. And very witty, by the way. What do you mean, you people? You heard me. I ain't stutter. I'm not Ross Perot. I ain't afraid of saying you people. Speaking of that, I guess it's time to talk about Joseph Biden.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Did you want to play that clip?
Yeah, let me find it. I know I have it. We might as well show it for anybody who didn't see this today.
Oh, dude, this was fucking amazing gold.
It was classic Joe, but well, let's watch it and then we can talk about it. As always, let me know how the volume is, Jack, because I just can't tell from my end.
By the way, what you
That's good.
All right, here we go.
You all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. Yeah.
He's talking to some Latino online forum. It was a convention, but done online instead of like normally these things go on throughout the political season and all the candidates stop by to talk, you know. So instead, he's actually just talking with people online. And he basically says black people are a monolith.
Oh, that's totally what he said. There's no basically. That's exactly what he said.
He didn't use those words, is what I meant by basically.
Yeah, I know, but that's what he said.
He said, unlike black people with notable exception, he never told us what that notable exception was. Here's the thing, Jack. He's not wrong. And this is what I mean by it. And this is what the title's in reference to. When it comes to voting, when it comes to the voting issues, black people are expected to think alike and vote alike. And if they don't, they're actually chastised by the media, by Democratic politicians, and by other blacks. How dare you think differently? How dare you? We saw Terry Crews get that. We watched Don Lemon rip into him for daring to think differently. I mean, him saying it is like, oh God, Joe. But it's an open secret. It's something we all know. It's something we all see. It's something we've talked about many times. He's not wrong.
Yeah,
he's
but
just accidentally right.
He's just saying that quiet part out loud.
Yes.
It's what the Democrats think of the black community.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty disgusting to say something like that. But
yes,
yeah, they do tend to vote along party lines, usually Democrat. But
let me ask you this. Is it more disgusting to say that or to act it?
Both.
I
think it's a pretty close tie.
I think it's pretty disgusting to say it, absolutely. But when you have people, well, look at his last comment that he got in trouble for something like this. If you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Well, yeah, he was saying the same thing. He was saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If you're black, you are expected to vote Democrat. And you will have black people tell other black people, if you're voting for Trump, you ain't really black. How can you be black and vote that way? How can you be how can you vote and not vote based on your blackness? How can you worry about your children's school? How can you worry about environmental things? Because again, look, I'm not telling blacks not to vote for Democrat. Vote for Democrat if that's who you really think is going to do the best job. You're wrong, but go ahead and do that. But don't just vote on it because you're black and expected to. What Joe said there is absolutely right. What is it? 94% of blacks voted for Hillary? Something like that?
Oh yeah, it was pretty high.
How do you argue that he's wrong with a number like that? And when it's like that over and over and over again. What Joe's mistake there was saying it out loud. He wasn't wrong in what he said, though.
Well, Joe doesn't have a governor switch.
No, he really doesn't. Which I think, I don't know. Do you think that'll hurt him? Do you think it'll hurt him that he actually said that part out loud?
I think it will. I've been seeing some people online, not just on Twitter, but on like The Root had an article about it.
Yep. We read that on Lords of the Night last night, or at least part of it.
Oh, apparently Danger Spaces said there's a follow-up video, and he sent it to us on the hashtag. So if you want to see it, I dropped it in the chat. It's his correction. Or as I would call it, backpedaling. But
all right. I haven't seen it, so hopefully it's worth watching. How's the audio?
We can build a new
it's
administration.
a little loud.
That's what I thought, because it sounded louder than the other one to me. All right, let's try here.
That reflects the full diversity of our.
That's okay.
I like the blankness at the beginning here.
We can build a new administration that reflects the full diversity of our nation and the full diversity of Latino communities. Now, when I mean full diversity, unlike the African American community and many other communities, you're from everywhere, from Europe, from the tip of South America, all the way to our border in Mexico and in the Caribbean. And different backgrounds, different ethnicities, but all Latinos.
What?
He's just saying that there's Latinos from all different countries.
That's a double down. Like, that's not helping at all.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing he said the first time. I mean, that's part that people are missing out on. That's what he was getting at there when he's talking about the diversity. It's not just diversity of opinions, but it's you have Mexicans and Ecuadorians and El Salvadorians and Chileans and Cubans, and you have it all around. So everybody has their own different, what they want. They're from different places. All black people come from America. Maybe that's what he meant by, with rare exception, because he met one Nigerian once.
Right. Apparently Africa is one homogeneous group, but look, I every time I see this man talk, I think, for fuck's sake, let Grandpa retire.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, my dad's older than him, and my dad is way more articulate.
Well, Joe ain't there anymore.
No, he's not, and people need to realize this. I think some people are kind of coming on board with the Alzheimer Express here, but
Viking says might as well have said all black people look the same. With that follow-up part, definitely.
Yeah. Well, he did say, what did he say about Obama? He was clean and articulate.
Clean and articulate, yes.
I think Joe's
one of them good ones.
Yeah. Joe's from a different time where saying stuff like that was a little more acceptable, but now that he's losing his marbles, I don't think he actually knows what's acceptable and what's not to say.
Well, I think that's a big part of what's going on with him. Like with his original statement there. Again, I don't think he's wrong, but you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say it that way. It's okay if you find a black Trump supporter to tell them they're not black. You're not supposed to tell them that they all think alike because they've been beaten into it by, Democrats who have their best interests at heart. I did see that there were people trying to point out Bird's funeral where Biden gets up there and speaks about his mentor. For those of you who don't know who Robert Byrd was, Robert Byrd was the last sitting senator that we know for a fact was in the Ku Klux Klan. In fact, he was a recruiter for the Klan, and then he was a leader for a group. But, Jack, I don't think that's going to upset too many liberals because they've already excused him for whatever he is. But I think I know how to get him. I think I know how to get people to turn away from Biden. And it's using Robert Byrd. Because if you go look it up, you will find that Robert Byrd said the only reason he joined the Klan, the only reason he became a recruiter and a leader for the Klan was because they were anti-communist and he was anti-communist.
Yeah, right. That's not why you joined the Klan.
Yeah, it's not why you become their recruiter. Yeah. How many times did you hang a communist from a tree, Robert? But if you tell people that Biden's mentor was anti-communist, See?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they won't be mad about the race stuff because they're already okay with that. This is the man who has been his whole career said slightly racist stuff. I mean, there's a reason they call him Crazy Uncle Joe, and Gaff is so readily available with his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, you tell them that he was anti-commie. Uh-oh.
Sir kind of pointed out the weird statement he made about China too. Did you see that one?
No. What did he say about China?
Oh, he said the way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that is in fact something garbled in open trade and making sure that we're in position that the world that we need to deal with the WHO the right way, that in fact that's when things begin to change.
He's not there.
No, that's a bunch of fucking nonsense.
I think I know what he was going for. The world comes together against China. And that would have been the right way to just say it.
Yeah, but he can't
articulate it.
Yeah, it's watching him do that second video that we just watched. He's reading a teleprompter. It's very obvious. And he can't even do that without fucking it up. The guy has serious mental decline.
But don't worry, he's going to pick a black woman to be his vice president.
Yeah, it'll probably be Susan Rice.
I saw her name floated again today. Somebody was making the case for her, which, by the way, is the second time I've seen the case made for her.
Yeah.
She's a horrible pick.
They're all horrible picks from what I've seen of his list.
You know, I think you go with somebody. Fuck, I don't even know who he could go with at this point. Harris, I think, is the best option. I'm just being honest here. Once it gets to the national stage, the press sure as fuck isn't going to press her on her prosecutorial misdeeds. And she'll just say it was part of the system which she was trying to help change from within. So, I mean, I think she's probably your best choice. Came out, I don't know if you saw the story about Karen Bass. Apparently, she started a nonprofit, Jack. And back between 2008 and 2011, her campaign donated $100,000 to this nonprofit. The largest part of it being at the very end, because this was when she was at the end of her speakership as the House Assembly there in California. She's wrapping everything up, so she has all this money left over in her war chest. She just dumps it into this charity. A charity she gave. I'm gonna repeat the number: $100,000 over 3 years.
Damn.
They paid her $70,000 as a consultant.
Of course they did.
Right? Yeah, that is oof. That does not look good.
Wow. Yeah, that may have that would definitely come out in the debates. Yeah, she may have tanked herself there because she had pretty good odds.
She did until that came out, and that might have tanked her career. And this is something that when I saw that, Jack, my immediate thought was, why is this just coming out now about this woman? This is 2011.
Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah. She is the leader of the Congressional Black Caucus. It's not like she's an absolute no-name. But the press has never bothered to look into her. The press doesn't bother to look into any of these shitbags. And I'm talking left and right in Congress, unless there's, they might get promoted into a cabinet position. They might get picked for VP or they run for president. Otherwise, they don't care. They're just allowed to be the complete shitbags that they are. This is a blatant violation of, if not actual FCC rules, the spirit of FCC rules.
Yeah.
Or FEC, sorry, FEC, the Election Commission, of FEC rules. And I would be, I would bet that it's probably a blatant violation. A blatant violation. You dump all of this money into a charity that pays you that much. I still think it'll be Cory Booker identifying as a woman. Not going to happen. He's too boring. He's too boring. Her name is pronounced like Pamela with a K, Kamala. No, I know how it's pronounced. I make fun of it because that makes it sound like camel toe. I know. I just go with Kamala because, one, that's how I first pronounced it, and two, I think it's funnier.
I just like the sound of Kamala better than Kamala.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're actually insulting her like she's a camel.
Yeah. Camel toe.
That weird.
Sometimes I know how. Oh, you're asking how it's pronounced? Yes, that is how it's pronounced. Kamala. That's how she says it. So I apologize, but people correct my grammar, so I just assumed. And I'm wrong a lot on these things, Jack.
It's a word. Who cares?
If people would get real fucking names, I know how to say Mary. Sarah, I'm good with. Steve, I've never mispronounced. Get a real fucking name and I'll pronounce it.
That's a hate fact.
That's racist, monkey. I've heard that. Like, really? Bring out some of them white Germans, and I'll tell you I can't pronounce their fucking names either. They should all be named Steve. It would make my life easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway. Kamala knee pads. Yeah. Kamala, I wonder if that's going to come out and bite her in the ass, because that came up very briefly during the primaries.
I don't know. It depends if she still looks like Skeletor.
She went away pretty quick during the primary. So what will come back and bite her in the ass is anybody's guess. Her having to sit up there and defend herself, calling Biden basically a racist. That's not a good look. I think Pence is too nice to bring it up, and I think the press would just not do it, so she could get away with that easily.
Yeah, but that won't stop Trump from mentioning it.
Trump will do it. but you can hide your vice president for the most part.
I don't know. I think if Biden were to get elected, like Shapiro said today, he needs to get a food taster because that bitch will try and knock him off to get that job.
Yeah, did you see him with the cognitive testing line?
Oh yeah, oof.
That did not look good. I wonder if I can find that clip. I know I have it somewhere. The best part of that clip is not a part anybody talks about. Everybody talks about him. What was it? He asked the guy if he was on drugs or some weird shit like that.
Yeah. How'd you like a test for cocaine?
Yeah, he shit, I can't find it. I thought I retweeted it. Anyway, at the very end of it, he starts fucking up.
Yeah.
He trips over a word twice. He trips over a word, restarts his sentence, and trips over the same goddamn word.
Yeah, it was fitness, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. I know it started with an F, or it was either an F or an L. They sound the same. Maybe it was fitness. I can't remember. Either way,
that's the talking about mental and physical fitness.
Okay, yeah. That's the best part of that whole thing. Him being a jackass because somebody asked him about, his mental capacity. He's angry because he's getting asked about it. I get that part. But when he fucks up so blatantly there at the end, in that conversation, for fuck's sake, man.
Right.
Hey, buddy, I have a friend that's going through marital issues, and from what he's told me, I'm pretty sure she's cheated. I have no idea how to approach helping him through it. Just listen. Don't egg him on. Just listen.
Yeah, there's nothing you could say or really do to make anything better. So just listen to what he's got to say, let him vent, and that's about all you can do.
Yep. Too many people try to get involved. And you know what? If you do get involved, and especially if you're wrong, and you're like, I think she's cheating, and it turns out she's not, kiss your friend goodbye.
Yeah.
Just listen. He seems to degenerated into his high school self and the values and attitudes he had then. I don't even know that it's that. I mean, a lot of the stuff that he's spoke about, I don't know if I could go that far back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like even with today, with his black people are pretty much all the same person. I honest to God, I think that is just a reflection of what the Democratic Party has done to blacks and how they've treated blacks for a long time. How they still treat blacks. No, Virgil, no problem. He said, thanks for the advice. No, look, man, you do not want to get involved. You don't want to put yourself in there. Just listen. That's what a good friend will do there. But anyway, Joe, that bout of anger he had over getting asked about cognitive testing. You've talked about that before. People with Alzheimer's, they get angry sometimes.
Yeah.
Unreasonably. Dog-faced pony soldier. To one of his, is that the one that it was his own supporter? One of those ones that we saw where he yelled at the audience.
Yeah, there was the one where he called the guy fat and challenged him to push-ups or something.
Yep.
And then the dog-faced pony soldier thing, wasn't that a separate person?
It was, yes. It was a woman. And if I remember correct, lying dog-faced pony soldier, right. They'd asked a question. And it was one of his supporters. It wasn't a Trump plant. It was somebody asking him a question. And he just fucking gets angry for no reason. That is a sign, not always. Sometimes people are just angry.
Yeah, but it was a red flag how he went from 0 to 100.
Yeah. For no reason.
Yeah.
And he's had several bouts of that. This man is in cognitive decline. He is. Sorry.
We've been saying that for months and months now.
Yep.
And only now is the mainstream even sort of hinting at that.
What's your name says he asked if she'd been to a caucus and she had said yes. The why ranty. I don't know what that one's referring to.
That's what he got stuck on, the word why.
Did he?
Yeah. No, why? I bet you could find that clip. I kind of wanted to make that my ringtone, but the Obama one was better.
The if.
Yeah. If why if somebody could make a really cool music track out of that.
Oh God, I love the if one, because it's the one where anytime somebody would tell me how great of a speaker Obama is, like, wait, watch this. His fucking teleprompter broke and he didn't know what to fucking say. If. And that's what happens when you don't know what you're talking about. You're just reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if. Oh, I fucking love that. Now I have to watch it. I can't find the Biden one, but
we'll do some push-ups. No, that sounds kind of gay, Joe.
Wow, somebody did a 10. What is this? A 10-hour remix of Obama stuttering if.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fuck. Wow. There's a 1-hour version here. We'll just. I don't have the sound on. Oh, this is kind of catchy. This is going to get stuck in my head. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that you're going to be listening to that like it's Hamilton.
I'm going to have to get that on iTunes. Oh, my God. Where's the actual, where it actually happened? Damn it. I miss when it would actually show you the things that you had already watched if you recorded.
No. Some of what you watch is unacceptable these days. So you can't make the dear leaders look bad.
Yeah, it was wonderful, though. For those of you guys who've never saw it, he's in the middle of his conversation, or his speech, I guess. He's in the middle of this speech, and clearly something goes wrong with the teleprompter, and he just goes, if. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I literally have a print of a sign for dementia not 4 feet from me, and loss of focus and quick to get angry for no reason is on there. Yeah. Look at how we talked about this just the other day. I can't remember if it was last night or the night before. Look how run down he looks. This is not a normal presidential campaign. This is not flying from Concord, Connecticut to Los Angeles, back to Weehawken, back to fucking Alaska all in one day. This is Joe, comfortable in his home, occasionally having to give I don't know if televised is the right word, streamed speech or a streamed interview. And this man looks like he's been on a regular campaign trail for a year and a half.
Yeah, he looks exhausted. He stumbles over his words. He can't articulate things well. And has not left his house. I mean, he's been to 3 events? Come on.
Yeah.
You can't tell me there's something seriously wrong with this guy.
Yeah, there's a Babylon Bee article today. The headline was something to the effect that the Biden campaign was keeping him from going upstairs or something like that. Yeah, they're keeping him locked in a basement for a reason. There's a reason that he's only coming out every once in a while. There's a reason, like today, if you watch that video, Joe looks fresher than he's looked in a long time. Yeah. I wish I had the one from the other day where he was asked about the cognitive decline, because there's a stark difference from how he looks there to how he looked in this one that we saw. Black people are all the same. In that other one, he just looks so run down. It looks like they're keeping Joe up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's just pounding coffee and energy drinks and crank to stay awake. Yeah.
I'm wondering what kind of meds they got him on, because there's the noticeable difference like that. Either that or they're doing it to avoid sundown syndrome, where you get a little more confused and you get a little worse as the day goes on. So maybe some of this stuff is filmed early in the morning.
Well, I think that's part of the problem. I really do, because you've talked about sundown before, and depending on when you catch him, it's not just he makes more mistakes. I mean, his mistakes are getting pretty bad all the time, but he looks so much more haggard. Look, we all run down by the end of the day, but this is a man, again, he's at his home for the most part, just kind of hanging out. And there's some of these interviews where Joe looks dead. There's no other time. Yeah. He looks like he's dead already. Anyway, I don't need a cognitive test, Biden screams at Pigeon. Right. Oh, yeah, that was one of the Babylon Bee things today.
Yeah, did you want that clip of him?
Do you have it?
Yeah, it's the last link.
Let's see. This is the Biden one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a 4-minute commercial, or 4 minute. There's a minute-long commercial before the show.
What?
For Purple Mattress.
Oh, God.
Purple Mattress.
A buddy of mine's got one of those, and he really likes it. I was like, I don't. I'm sure for $1,000 I'd like it too, but
I can see the appeal, but mine works just fine.
Yeah.
Sound check.
President, your opponent in this.
Little loud, but not bad.
I will turn it down just a touch. All right.
Mr. Vice President, your opponent in this election, President Trump.
Hang on just a second. I want to go back to that. Look at his eyes.
Yeah. Well, look at the face he's making in general.
Look at him. Fuck. Anyway.
Opponent in this election, President Trump has made your mental state a campaign topic. And
stop. Bernie did that. Let's just be fair. That was Bernie surrogates that did that. Trump just picked it up and ran with it.
When asked in June if you'd been tested for cognitive decline, you've responded that you're constantly tested in effect because you're in situations like this on the campaign trail. But please clarify specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
Wait. On the campaign trail, Jack. He's in his fucking basement.
Well, it's a trail of breadcrumbs leading back to where he's safe in his room.
I'm constantly tested because I'm on the campaign trail. Sometimes I have to walk all the way to the bathroom and back.
Right? Without my wife or sister.
Oh, God. Or both. Who's the same person. Dude, if he goes on the debates and mistakes Donald Trump for his sister, it'll be amazing.
Oh, my God. That'd be funny. Or calls him dad or something.
Yeah. No, I meant daddy-o. We used to say that a lot when I was a kid.
Daddy-o, just like Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. All right. So Trump says you're in decline. What do you say?
Taking a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh?
Look how mad he got.
Yeah, it's the same reaction he had to the guy that he called fat. Listen, fat. It's that sudden burst of it's like a visceral rage, but it's restrained a little more here. But you still get that underlying aggressiveness.
I want to go back. Here. Right? Yeah. See his face? They put a lot of makeup on him, of course, because they do that for TV and stuff. But look how much more
Haggard?
I mean, he looks haggard here, but look when he turns angry. Look when he turns angry. Watch how old he gets in just a moment.
Test. Why the hell would I take a test?
Look,
Come
it's
on,
like
man.
he's aging
That's like
100
saying
years.
before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump, who brags about his test and makes your mental state an issue for voters?
Well, if he can't figure out the difference between an elephant and a lion, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
What?
That's part of the test. Cognitive tests you have to give. It has pictures of animals, and you have to identify them.
Why does Joe know that?
He's probably had to take them before.
Mm.
And cognitive, I think Matt is right. Cognitive tests probably are required to be president. They're going to put you through the ringer, especially because we have a lot of old people in office.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks worse than Reagan did in his second term.
Yeah. Okay. But here we go.
Did you watch that? Look, come on, man. I know
Come
you're
on,
trying
man.
to goad me, but I mean, I'm so forward looking to have an opportunity to sit with the president or stand with the president in debates. There's going to be plenty of time. And by the way, as I joke with him, you know, I shouldn't say it. I'm going to say something I probably shouldn't say. Anyway.
He does that a lot.
Yeah, because he can't stop himself. And forward looking, I'm always forward looking because my eyeballs are in front of my fucking head.
Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. And
that's the part that got me.
Yeah, because that's not a stutter.
Look, I trip over words, Jack. It's just something I do. It happens. Biden wasn't known for that before.
No.
He might be a jackass, but go back and watch him during Senate hearings. He was fine. Go back and watch him during the vice presidential debates. He was fine. He didn't do this all the time. But when you're sitting there talking about, you literally can't say you're going to let people judge your physical and mental fitness.
Yeah, that's not a stutter. They'll say it's the stutter. That's not a stutter.
Watch it.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, and to make a judgment about who I am.
Yeah. This is why we say this isn't just gaffes. This isn't just Joe. Ha ha ha. This is an old man in decline.
Yeah.
This is an old man who should be in a home or at least at his home without all this pressure on. This is elder abuse.
It absolutely is. I've been saying it for months, man. It's just getting worse. Like, he has really rapid onset, I think. You know, I'm not a doctor, but from my own personal experience and that of my friends who have all had firsthand experience with Alzheimer's and dementia patients, there's something really wrong here, and he needs to be in treatment. He needs to be on medication, and he needs to not be doing a bunch of stressful stuff like interviews. Let the man retire, for God's sake. This has gone on way too long. This is awful.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It is. I'm horrified by the fact they're wheeling this poor old man out, and he's degenerated. This is what his legacy is going to be. Whether you like him or not, this is how he's going to be remembered.
Somebody told me to play him from back in the Senate. This is him saying goodbye to the Senate, Jack. One, notice immediately how much healthier this man looks.
Yeah, look at his posture.
Granted, this is, what, 20 years ago? 10, 15 years? I forget how long it's been since he left the Senate. Either way.
The United States Senate has been my
Look how much healthier he is. Just immediately. But listen for that stutter.
The United States Senate has been my life, and that is not hyperbole. It literally has been my life. I've been a United States Senator considerably longer than I was alive before I was a United States Senator. And I may be resigning from the Senate today, but I will always be a Senate man. Except for the title father, there is no title, including vice president, that I am more proud to wear than that of United States Senator. So, although you've not seen the last of me, I say for the last time, and with confidence in all of you, optimism in our future, and a heart with more gratitude than I can express, I yield the floor.
His speech patterns, the speech itself, the words he was saying there's no way he could get those out now. Even reading him from a speech, he would trip the fuck right over him. 12 years ago, thank you. Yeah. Purple Pill said this Joe might stand a chance. Yeah, look, Joe 4 years ago probably would have stood a chance.
Yeah.
He would have been a better candidate than Hillary for sure. Plus, he would have the Obama coattails to ride.
Yep.
Which she tried to ride him, and he's like, nope. He pulled him right up close to him. No, bitch.
Yeah, he has trouble stringing a simple sentence along. Yeah. This is awful. The Democrats are scumbags for putting this poor man through this. Look, I don't like the guy. Never did. I think he's a piece of shit. He's corrupt as all hell, in my opinion. But this is abusive.
Yeah, it is.
I find it disgusting what they're doing to him. Just let him go, sit in front of a TV and whittle or something. Whatever old people do now.
Evolve Potato said that was completely different. Are you sure it's not a different person? I know, right?
Well, we can't rule out reptilians, but
we do know he's had different hair that oddly grows back as he gets older.
No, it's from sniffing the children.
So maybe it is a different Joe Biden each time, and they've got to the end of the clones.
Holy shit, that's terrifying.
Anyhow, but yeah, let that man retire for fuck's sake. But to what he said about, basically blacks all voting the same, he's not wrong. And blacks are conditioned that way in this country. Literally conditioned that way. They are beaten down if they don't. Try being black and coming out conservative. Good luck. Good luck. I saw the Hodge twins response to that, and they said the same thing. They were the first people I saw actually say that, and it stopped me for a minute because I was just having fun with the fact Joe said it. Yeah, like they're right. They're absolutely right. But they talk in there about how, as black conservatives, they get shit all the time from blacks, and from them. My favorite part of this is that the media does this all the time. The Democrats do this all the time. You can't be black and vote for a Republican. That's not black. You ain't black. Why you
ain't white? Nothing. Oh, wait, that was something else.
Yeah. As I said last night on Lords of the Night, look up the term Oreo. I don't mean the wonderful snack cookie, which, by the way, is always better dipped in milk. Just saying. I like mine soggy, Jack. I will hold it in there until it is nice and soggy because I really don't like the cookie part.
Oh, you're talking about Oreos.
Yeah. Hey, Vanilla Bear.
Hey, Vanilla. Yeah, I don't drink a lot of milk anymore, so yeah, I did like dipping them in milk occasionally, but
you got some lactose issues.
As I got older, yeah.
That
right
would
around
kill
40,
me.
everything starts falling apart.
Oh, I am a milk drinker. Have been my whole life. I love it. I will drink milk if I could. I would just keep milk next to me all the time because I love it. It's wonderful, and it gives you strong bones.
I was never a big fan of milk. It always
Love
tastes
milk.
weird.
Milk's wonderful. What do you mean taste weird? What do they give you? Skim milk?
No, I just don't like the taste of milk. And yeah, it doesn't fit in my mini waste of money.
I know, right? That's a scam, is what that is.
Yeah, damn right it is.
No, I love me some milk. It's great.
See what Midnight just put in chat.
I like my sake. Hold it under a man with 3 children. What? What's wrong with that?
It's just accurate. You want to see something really funny that made my day?
What's that?
You're gonna have to go with blind faith on this one.
Uh-oh.
A video that from tonight that just made its way around. I think it was tonight.
All right, let's.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
I'm trusting you.
Always your first mistake.
Oh, whoops! I got to put it on the other screen before I make it big. Do we need sound on this one?
Not really.
The only reason I ask that sometimes is like if I see it's a riot video, which this one obviously is. Sometimes those are just horrible with their sound. I will turn it on. We'll see what happens. If it's bad, we can turn it down. All right, here we go. Snack Van 2. Wonderful. What does that say?
Read June Jordan.
All right. There's their Nazi stuff.
Yeah. They were using this to block the road a couple times. So, because they've been marching today. So, yeah, just give this an old playthrough and see what you think.
All right, here we go. Ah, nice.
He ain't fucking around. Then he just sheaths it and walks off all badass.
Damn.
I watched that about 10 times and just kept laughing.
That's funny as shit.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that one.
That is Portland police, guys. That is not the feds that they were so pissed off about.
No. Raymond, ACAB is all cops are bastards. It's an old white supremacist skinhead chant that has been adopted by the anti-fascists.
Yes, by Black Lives Matter, no less.
Yeah, the irony is astounding. I'm telling you, somebody mistranslated a Klan handbook, and that's what they're using.
They just changed the outside. Soon they're going to be burning crosses on people's lawns.
Well, they were burning Bibles. I mean,
yes.
It's a half a step away. Terry Crews should keep his lawn clear. That's all I'm saying.
No shit. Yeah, they were burning Bibles the other day right there in the street outside of the courthouse.
Yeah.
One of the last nights they were there. James Colley, thank you so much. Oreo equals 2 ebony males spit roasting a crack whore? No. That's look Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary. You don't want to go to Pornhub for that. Should have warned people on that, Jack.
Why? They might find something funny.
There might have been a child listening. Holy shit. Remember, the show is not for children. And yes, YouTube, I say cunt once in a while. You know, I really am curious, Jack. When I go in there and I do my monetization thing, like if I say cunt when I know I'm going to say cunt, which I usually don't know I'm going to say cunt, and like, shit, I said cunt. There's no way for me to go back and fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's live.
So, well, no, not just that. I mean, there's no way for me to go back and fix the monetization thing that I checked.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there should be a way for me to do that. Like, whoops, I need a conception, like an exception, a cunt exception.
Well, if you had other people on other than me, you know, you don't know what they're going to say necessarily. I mean, our banter is scripted.
Yes. Which James Colley brings up. Thank you, James Colley says, but it was in the script. Everything is.
Everything is. It's a very detailed script that is mind-blowingly accurate. How good we are with it. We should have Oscars.
We should. Because it's awesome. They're already beheading Christian religious statues. Yeah, they started that. God.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. That was when all the statues were coming down.
Yeah.
They knocked that shit off when Trump put the feds out there. They're like, okay, we'll go burn shit elsewhere. All cops are blessings. You know, not all cops. I don't like all cops anything because there's a lot of great ones. There's a lot of ones, and then there's some fucking jackasses. But when these shitheads are out there chanting a literal neo-Nazi chant, I can't help but laugh, Jack.
Right? I'm telling you, either 4chan is fucking with these people, or they just found some old white supremacist literature and misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
it
old
says white supremacy. It must be like that new book we got.
If you go look it up, there's like death metal songs named "All Cops Are Bastards." The the type of group I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not talking anything you actually want your kids listening to. It's the kind of shit, if your kid's listening to it, you might need to take a little bit more of an active parental role. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
All meat is chicken. Stop it, Brittany. Now I'm going to be chanting that all day. If all meat was chicken, that would be horrible because my favorite food is steak. I don't want chicken steak.
I do enjoy chicken quite a bit. It's a very flexible food.
I like chicken, but like I said, steak is my favorite.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And spaghetti is my second favorite food. And although chicken spaghetti is surprisingly good, I still prefer it with beef, preferably with a meatball. Just saying. I'm happy, Jack. My wife comes home today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't think she was coming home till Sunday. And we were texting, yesterday morning, almost 24 hours ago. And she mentioned that she'd be home tonight. I was like, cool. That is, damn, I miss her. She's so cute. I turn as I'm laying in bed and I look over at her pillow and her pretty face isn't there to stare at creepily for 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes, whatever. 2 hours, more like.
Whatever it takes. Whatever I get to. I was watching that astronaut and I got really sad, Jack, because I realized he had a wonderful experience I'm never going to have. And I'm not talking about just being in space. That's probably cool in itself. But he was describing how they sleep in space. And he described how you're just floating. So like you don't even have to roll over because you're never uncomfortable.
Huh.
If somebody comes up with that bed on Earth, they will put Bezos way down on the richest person list.
That's true.
You come up with a bed where I don't feel anything as I sleep. I'm just floating. Oh, I'm there.
Yeah, a 0G thing would be pretty cool for you because you won't have any pressure on any parts of your back.
Right? Yeah, and he's talking about that. I'm like, oh, that sounds wonderful.
Have you ever tried sensory deprivation?
No. Mm-mm. Claustrophobic.
No. Details. It's terrifying. You should try it.
Hell no. I have trouble watching it on Daredevil. Dragon Mage, thank you so much. You said it would explain why they are so good at hearing white supremacist dog whistles. Oh, we know why they're good at hearing those.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of closet racists.
Yeah, remember all those honkies out there to save the black folk because they can't do it themselves. Lesser Logic says no pain points, right? Oh my God, a 0G bed? I would fucking love that. Like levitation tubes, that's actually kind of genius, right? When he's describing it, because he was doing one of those things, Jack, where they answer questions from the internet. And it was how do astronauts sleep? And he actually describes the whole thing about how you get in there and everything. And then he's describing the actual sleep. And I'm like, I'm so sad. I will never get to ever experience that, ever. The the crushing G's to get into space would definitely not be worth it in my present.
Dude, yeah, that would be a day ruiner for you,
right? But that's sleep, man. I had like a sleep boner as he was talking about it. My unconscious self got all hard and had a little pre-cum going. That's all I'm saying.
TMI, man. Look, I understand getting morning wood over something like that because that's what it would be, technically.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it does sound pretty cool to go into space, but yeah, I'm too old. I'm never going to do that. I'm all out of shape, and I'm not bothering to get into shape just to suffer in space and probably blow up.
Look, I don't want to go into space. There was a time that I wanted to because I think space is awesome. But just as a 45-year-old cripple, listening to him describe that sleep was like, oh, what I would give.
That does sound pretty awesome.
I want to talk. We're at the random part of the show, Jack. So if there's anything that you want to throw out there, throw out there. But I need to throw this one out there. Ariel Scarcelli. She threw out a question today to women, and women in the chat, if you want to, you can answer. But she asked, is there any woman out there who doesn't like oral sex? Real quick, thank you, James Colley. Why is Mad Cow called Mad Cow? PMS was already taken. How do you turn a fox? How do you turn a fox into a cow? Marry her. Fair enough.
He's not wrong.
So I'm reading through Ariel's tweet and all the responses to it. And there were a lot of people who were very genuine, a couple of women who were like, take it or leave it. There were some who were like, I know people who are like that, and it's almost always some kind of body issue. And then, receiving faithless. She's talking about receiving. And then there were creepy guys in there bragging about how well they eat pussy.
That means they're bad at it.
I'm like, oh God, dude, you guys, social cues are a thing.
Yeah.
Look, you can say whatever stupid shit you want to, but sometimes you probably shouldn't. I'm not telling you don't. By all means, make whatever fool of yourself you'd like. But it just came off so creepy. Yeah. Like nobody wants to hear about how well you eat pussy, okay? Seriously. No woman is going to see that and be like, oh, I've got to know him. I will make him all the sandwiches in the world if he just eats me the way he said. This one guy, yeah, my wife, she's surprised by how long I can do it. Shut up, bitch.
That's weird.
What? Social cues, man. Social cues. We have a severe problem with social cues. And this is why, I know there's a lot of people who don't like public schools. Libertarians actually are quite enjoying the shutdown because public schools aren't in session. No, we need kids back in school so they interact with each other, and you need to let them not bully each other, but make fun of each other when they're being stupid, because people need to learn social cues again, because some of them are all fucked up.
Yeah.
James, thank you so much. Thank God I have a wrench. Prospero or Star would have bought me over that last one. LOL. There you go. The girls, they get upset sometimes. It's all right. They're sweethearts. But I mean, what kind of guy is like, oh, she's asking about getting pussy eaten. I need to go tell her how well I do it.
A very insecure person.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Like, it was not an invitation. You're not supposed to go hit on her.
Brittany, I don't think that came off the way you meant it to come off, because there's a very specific genre of porn for what you just said. It says most of my female Facebook friends say they still prefer doing it themselves. If you have female friends who can perform their own cunnilingus, I'd like to watch. There is. I tripped over that. I wasn't meaning to see it on the Christian Science monitor, but once I did, I was like, this is interesting. And it turns out the vast majority of them are fake, and you can see it. The vast majority of them are fake. You can. It's like a fake butt pussy thing that they buy online, I'm guessing. But there are a few where the camera's back, and you can see them actually bent and like, all right.
Oh, you used to be a yoga instructor.
If this was a freak show, I would tip right now. Yeah. They're also their toys. No, I get. Look, if you mean them getting themselves off, I understand that. But the way you said it, they're licking themselves, and that's impressive.
Did you grab that super chat?
No, that's what I was getting. I heard a ding, and it set off my brain, but I was still talking about women eating themselves. And look, that's. It Joe Biden me for a second. I couldn't think of anything else. This is Kyle. Thank you. Thanks for the help from earlier. Now I can finally record Knights of the Old Republic. Also, my monkey mug has been delivered. Oh, I'm glad you got it. And thank you so much for supporting the channel that way and for the donation. And yeah, happy to help with anything I can. What? Oh, wait. How were you recording it? What were you using to record? Because if you're using something like OBS, there's other ways to get around that. You can have it record just a specific window. You can have it or have it record the whole thing and just shrink parts of it down. You can adjust the window on OBS. It depends on what you were recording with, I guess. All right. Back
this is
to
a
whatever.
good time to remind everyone that we're brought to you by you.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for dropping links, Stargazer.
We are brought to you by you guys. Don't forget. And you can also buy yourself something nice at the Teespring stores. Hit the like button, hit the share button. And if you can, always, we appreciate donations. They're not expected, but they are appreciated. Let's see. What else do we have? There's Struggle Bus Bitch again. I get mad every time I see that fucking thing. Ellen DeGeneres is being canceled, Jack.
Of course she is.
She's been being canceled for a while now under the auspice, from what I understand, of people that work on her show being shitty.
That's not her job.
Not necessarily her, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I've heard she's kind of a bitch, but it just looks like she doesn't want to do her show anymore.
Well, there's a rumor that that's actually true, and that fat guy from Late Night, what's his name?
Jimmy Kimmel?
No, the other fat guy, the one who does car karaoke thing.
Corden?
Yeah, him. That the network that produces it wants him to take over.
Well,
I don't know if that's
called Ellen.
Yeah, probably. That guy's straight. Did you know that?
I thought he was, but I wasn't sure because you could never really tell anymore.
I'm guessing his wife is hairy as fuck, because that's a beard if I ever saw one. Fuck. Anyway, look, dude, you do you. Whatever floats your little boat. Anyhow, I was suddenly reminded of the boat that Stan takes when he's at Big Gay Al's house. The ferry. Anyway, no, so there's this whole thing in Hollywood trying to get her show shut down. Apparently her ratings are in decline because of all this shit. A story came out today, or maybe it was the day before. I didn't look at when the story actually broke. It was in the New York Times or New York Post yesterday. And it's about this 50, is he 58 or 52? I can't remember which. Let me look at his story real fast so I can remind myself. He is 52. 52-year-old father of three who's come out to tell us all back in 1978 or 79, one of those 2 years. So 40 years ago, when he was just an 11-year-old boy, Ellen worked for his mom and used to call him fat.
So, was he fat?
She called him fat and stupid.
Is he fat and stupid? That's the way to go through life.
I don't know. But my favorite, okay. One incident stands out in my mind, Gravelate said. I was sitting beside her desk. I was drawing, and she criticized the drawing. She said, I guess that would look nice if you could draw.
So she's kind of a bitch.
If his stories are true, she's definitely a bitch. Definitely. That's 41 years ago, motherfucker.
Right?
Build a bridge and get the fuck over it.
I'm betting he drew that when he was like 20 and not 11 or whatever. And yeah, she was kind of a bitch, but he's a dummy and he's fat. And it was just too much to resist.
Or, and let me throw this out there. Maybe she thought that he was old enough to understand she was kidding with him. Because the kind of things that she would say, I could see a kid taking it that way and her thinking at 11, wow, he is dumber than she thought. Her thinking that he was in on the joke and she's just playing with him. And he's thinking, oh my God, how mean she is, you know?
Yeah, she was trying to like joke around with him. And
yeah. Either way, it was 40 fucking years ago, dude.
Yeah. What would strike me about that, if you're right, is that he is stupid because he didn't get the joke.
Right, exactly. With that one there, the one that he says is the one that stands out in his mind. That's the part about it that makes me think she was probably joking.
Yeah.
That would look nice if you could draw. That's kind of a joke. And at that age, that's, I mean, kind of the way that guys fuck with each other.
Yeah.
Ellen is, especially if you go back before she got her talk show, she was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
She still is to an extent, but I mean, like really awkward. James Colley, thank you. PSA, Ellen slays cats. Wait, I read that wrong. Disregard this PSA. Yeah.
Look, I'd be willing to bet that what really upset him is that he is fat and stupid.
For the record, at this time, she was either 19 or 20.
Yeah, she was young. Look, she probably was joking around, but maybe she just didn't like him because he's fat and stupid.
You know, maybe, but I just can't get over the idea that this man went to the fucking media 40 years later to bitch that Ellen called him fat and stupid.
That ranks right up there with the whole the race car driver's dad who said something offensive and got that kid to lose his deals or whatever.
Yeah. Look, man, just get the fuck over it. And if she did mean it shitty, then yes, she's absolutely a shitty person, but still 40 years.
Yeah, let it go, dude. Let it go.
Oh, no. It gets better if you read the article. They talked to his mom because Ellen worked for his mom. And they asked his mom about it. And like, why did Ellen stop working for you? And she goes, I probably fired her. She wasn't a very nice person. And if I'd known that she did this to my son, I'd have definitely fired her. Well, it was 40 fucking years ago. You need to look at your 50-year-old child and tell him to grow the fuck up.
Right? Even at 11, be like, dude, let it go. she's a bitch. Don't talk to her. Let it go. Move on with your life.
Now, Jack, I want to tell you a joke that somebody didn't get because they're not from this country. Somebody on Twitter tweeted out, and I'm not going to name them. They're not bad people, but I wish Target opened stores in my country, is what they said. And I responded with, which I thought was clever. I'm going to throw that out there in the beginning. Otherwise, I wouldn't be telling you guys this because I don't usually read my actual tweets. But I thought a clever response to her wishing there was a Target in her country was, they're not as fun to loot as the videos may have you believe. That is the proper response. Thank you. She was like, I don't understand. Somebody actually explained it to you. You got to watch the videos. I thought that was funny as hell. Anyhow, Kanye West is actually on the ballot in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Vermin
Supreme's probably on the ballot in Colorado.
It's actually not that hard to get on the ballot. You just need a lot of signatures.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. You don't have to assure me it was funny. I know I'm funny. I just wanted to tell that story because I thought it was funny. I just loved how she was oblivious. She didn't even understand the reference. She's not a very political person, which makes it a little her what's the word I'm looking for? Her being confused by it make more sense even.
Yeah.
Kanye also has already named his running mate. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. His running mate is a Marianne Williamson kind of person.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's a spiritual bitch. But yeah, he's already got a VP and Biden still doesn't.
Well, Biden forgets a lot.
Yeah. Yesterday, guys, on the show yesterday, I told you guys how Andrew Cuomo is desperate for rich people to come back to New York City. Desperate. New York City is facing a $30 billion budget deficit. A vast majority of that deficit is come from rich people who would normally be paying taxes there, going to their summer homes, leaving the city. In New York City, if you live in the city, you end up paying something like 50% of your income in taxes every year between state, federal, and city taxes. And a bunch of people left the fucking city. Well, it gets better. Because Andrew was like, I will suck your dick if you come back. He did, Jack. He's like, I will buy you a beer. I will buy you a meal. Just come back. And Andrew recognizes that they need it. Now, Andrew still is a stupid motherfucker because he's rejecting calls to raise taxes in New York City to make up for the budget deficit. But not because he thinks it'll keep rich people away. It'll keep rich people from coming back if their taxes are even higher when they come the fuck back, right?
Yeah.
No. He's doing it because he says Donald Trump needs to pay that deficit. Not necessarily Donald Trump himself, but the U.S. federal government needs to pay that deficit.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
That's your fault.
But Andy does recognize that you need the rich people back there because the rich people are the ones paying the taxes.
Yeah. And they pay a lot of taxes too.
Well, Bill de Blasio has a different opinion.
Uh-oh.
Bill de Blasio came out and said, no, we don't need those people back. New York is for New Yorkers.
What?
This motherfucker is facing a $30 billion deficit in his city. And he's like, no, we don't need those people who pay the taxes to come back.
That dude gets dumber every day.
I don't follow New York politics all that closely. Who the fuck did Bill de Blasio beat to become mayor?
I don't know, but it was probably a comatose individual, and I'm still shocked they didn't win.
If it was an actual potato, it would have been better than Bill de Blasio.
Wow.
I'm not talking about a reach. I'm talking an actual, like an Idaho potato.
Super just said New York City's debt is $91 billion as of 2019.
Yeah, and they're going to add a third of that to it. Nice, huh?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. This motherfucker, he's like, no, we don't need that money. For fuck's sake. Does anybody know who he beat? I'd like to look this guy up because I want to see what was worse than Bill de Blasio.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
I mean, fuck. How dense do you have to be?
I don't know. He's just done so many stupid things. I don't. If he gets reelected, New York deserves everything they get.
Yeah, definitely. With all the shit he's pulled with BLM, with the shit he's pulled with their budget, with this, how in the fuck do you do that? Even if you believe that, Bill, even if you're like, I really don't want them back, keep your fucking mouth shut and hope they come back so they'll make up some of that deficit, you stupid shit. Thankfully, Bill de Blasio's term limits are up and he has to leave office in 2021. Well, good luck still having a city if that's where you live.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Assassin said that he beat someone named Nicole Molecotate or something, and Bo Dietl ran as an independent.
Okay, I got to look up Nicole. How bad was she? She must have been pretty or something. Oh, no. Oh.
She's probably just an unknown.
She's not like completely dog ugly. She kind of looks like Droopy the dog from the cartoon.
Okay.
I mean, look at some of the cheeks on her. Yeah. So this is I don't know her. I don't know her politics, but she would have been better than de Blasio. Dear God, that man's an idiot. Okay, so next, Jack. We got to talk. We opened the show talking about communists, so it's only right that we talk about them again in at least the second hour, right?
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders. Bernard Sanders. He said this today. There's the original. He said, what kind of society do we live in where tens of millions go hungry and jobless? While 467 people, the richest 0.001% of Americans, each accumulate $5 billion a day during the pandemic.
What?
Each of them, $5 billion a day. Keep that number in mind. 467. He'll repeat that, but $5 billion a day. We're going to hashtag make billionaires pay to provide health care to our people. He goes on to say this. Let me repeat that. 467 billionaires have seen their wealth go up by over $730 billion during the pandemic. By the way, that's the total amount that has gone up. It's an average of $5 billion per billionaire. Much like his protege, he doesn't know how to read reports. He just says stupid shit. He's one of the few, I believe, actually does his own tweets. But yeah, it's an average of 5 billion each. It is not 5 billion each every day. Anyhow, let's start with the beginning part of this. Let's go back. How can these people have this money when millions go hungry and jobless? You know, you and I have watched a lot of Portland protests.
Indeed.
In that park right outside the federal building, there's some semi-permanent residents who aren't protesters.
Yep.
What do we call them?
Meat shields. I mean, homeless people.
Homeless people. How many houses does Bernie have?
At least 3.
3. That bitch has 3 houses while there are homeless people. You don't get to talk. And this is, I said this on the Twitters, and I'll paraphrase it here. And Jack, you'll understand what I mean here. Be very careful listening to rich people who are telling you how bad other rich people are.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. No. Look at that guy who has more money than me. We have poor people and they're rich. Motherfucker, you got 3 houses.
Right?
And your excuse for that when you were asked about it, do you remember what he said? He said he's got his house there in, where's he from? Connecticut?
Vermont.
Vermont, thank you. He's got his house in Vermont. He's got his apartment there in D.C. And then I got a cottage like everybody has. Everybody, except for the fucking homeless.
Yeah, and people that live in communist regimes where he honeymooned.
This motherfucker's got some nerve. Be very careful listening to rich people who are telling you how bad rich people are.
Yeah.
They are trying to sell you something you don't want to buy. That's just my summer cottage. That's where me and the wife like to pound. I stick it up in a... I gotta spit on it a lot first.
Does he lube with pudding? I bet he does.
You think he goes up to her? He's like, some women don't get pounded at all. Anyway, I don't own a single. I don't own a single home, not even an apartment. Yeah, he's got 3. Don't worry, he's got a good reason for all of them. He's got his house, he's got his apartment, and then he's got the cottage. You know, like people in Vermont do.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Oh, fuck, man. Jack doesn't have a home. He lives somewhere, but he doesn't have a house of his own.
No,
Bernie
I'll never
has
be a
3.
homeowner. Yeah, Bernie's not redistributing one of those houses to me, fucker.
Nope. You'd probably make it smell like normal people.
Yeah.
Never forget, Bernie Sanders has never had a real job. And by real job, look, I'm not saying the people in government don't do real jobs. I mean, this man has never, ever had a job that was not in government. Ever. James Colley, thank you so much. At least in the bread lines, you get pounded. You do get fucked in the bread lines, let's be honest.
It's true.
You get fucked just by having bread lines. Thank you for the donation. Oh, God. He gets the math wrong, and he is such a fucking hypocrite. Such a fucking hypocrite. This is a motherfucker who has lived off the taxpayer his whole life. His whole life. He does little stupid shit like make sure that he votes the right way on a congressional raise bill so that he can say, no, I didn't vote for that. He still takes that money. He still takes that raise. He doesn't donate it to charity. This is a motherfucker who made over $1 million and gave less than $18,000 to charity. He gave the maximum he could claim on his taxes. Which, look, that's up to him. It's his money. I'm all for that. I'm a capitalist. I'm all for your private ownership. I'm all for what you made is yours. You know who's not? That motherfucker. And if you're going to talk the shit he talks, you're going to be a fucking millionaire and tell people if they want to be millionaires, all they got to do is go write a fucking best-selling book. And then you're going to sit there and bitch about rich people. You better have given more than 18 grand. You better have given some that was actually out of the goodness of your fucking heart and not just lowering your taxes as much as you could. You dirty bitch.
Right. Thanks for the offer, Duck Dog, but I'm okay for now. Once they sell this house, it might be another ball game, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
You're in Ohio, man. They sell that house. Go shack with Sinatra or Satsu, man.
I don't think either of them want me over there.
Hey, Satsu might need a babysitter now and then.
Why is my kid in a kennel? That's how I babysit.
They're still alive. You'll be fine.
I'll feed and water your kid. I don't do diapers.
Lady Anya says that Bernie's summer cottage was $575,000 back in 2016. I believe that.
Jesus.
It's a waterfront home in fucking Vermont.
Must be nice. I bet it's balls ass cold there in the winter too.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet that house is empty 99% of the time.
Probably.
That's used just to go up there and entertain people. And then they go back to their homes. Sinatra's kids would have Jack in a kennel.
Probably. Look
Anyway.
like a hostage video.
Right? Oh my God. Bernie Sanders pisses me off, man. There are few people who anger me the way that man can. He just says stupid shit. And all his little sycophant supporters are, yay! Yes, rich people suck. As they're sucking up to this motherfucker who's a millionaire with 3 homes. Look, I only got the 3 homes because in Vermont, that's what you do. Fucking douche.
You guys don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'll be good.
Haha, everyone has a cottage. Yeah.
You get a cottage. You get a cottage.
I can't take him. I can't. And I can't take his little fans either.
No, because they're all a bunch of champagne socialists.
We need Medicare for all because Bernie said so. Because there's rich people. And Bernie told me not to like rich people. I want to be poor my whole life.
Right? It's the worst kind of envy because it's not that you want to do better. You want to tear down other people who are doing better.
Right.
That's disgusting to me.
See, can we find pictures of Bernie Sanders' cottage online?
Probably.
The one that there's the one that's not a good picture of it. It makes it look tiny. Is this his actual home? Wow. Yeah, he's got a nice big home too, his regular home. Anyhow, let's see. What else do we have going on here? I don't care about that. Okay, we're back to the beginning. We're back to yesterday. So, oh, wait. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. That picture of the burning cross you sent me, that is not real.
Yeah, it's somebody holding a torch, and they photoshopped it to make it look like a cross.
They were burning a flag.
Yeah, but it looks like a big torch. But it was altered to make it look like a cross.
A burning cross, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was them burning an American flag. You know, like you do. When you really want to show your love for your country. Multiple buildings a cottage does not make. True. And it's not like the smallest building I've ever seen. The house itself looks like a cottage. I'd call that a cottage. But then it has a second building, the same size, and a giant yard and lakefront access. So, yeah. You know what? I don't care if it's a bungalow. This motherfucker has 3 homes when there's homeless people. And he's using the logic, if you can call it that, of, well, there's rich people when we have poor people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the equity in that, Mr. Communist?
Not to mention, Jack, let's talk about those billionaires who got rich, shall we? Richer. These guys got rich in a couple of ways. They got, like Bezos, for instance. Let's take Bezos as an example. Bezos got richer because COVID comes along and they're telling everybody not to go outside. So Amazon sees a huge jump in orders. People who'd never gone to Amazon before or used it a lot less are suddenly using it a lot more. People who got, well, $600 more each month in unemployment, or each week. What is it? Week or month? Whichever. $600 more because Bernie Sanders insisted it was there. You helped subsidize Bezos, you stupid shit. That's on you. You did that. But there was another thing that happened. Another thing that increased the wealth of these billionaires. There was a stock drop when coronavirus first hit. You remember that, Jack?
Oh, yeah.
Huge one. Everybody sell everything now. Unless you listen to me. Fuck you, I was right.
Damn
Don't
right.
sell. Told people that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm not a moron. And a whole bunch of people still sold. And stock prices plummeted. And rich people went, wow, there's some bargains out here.
Time to buy.
And they did. And then the stock market came back. And their wealth increased.
Yep.
And Democrats were happy as fuck about that stock drop.
Yep.
You got Democrats were on TV talking about it. Look at what Donald Trump did to stocks.
Yeah. I bet that Bill Maher did a little happy dance.
Oh, yeah.
Until he realized that only rich people have enough money to be buying up tons of this cheap stock that's going to make it go way back up.
And the stock market came roaring back because it was never a real economic crisis.
Yep.
It's manufactured. And you Democrats helped that happen. So all of this shit that you're worried about those billionaires making money, it's mostly on you, dipshit. You want to hurt those? You want to hurt those billionaires? Open shit back up.
You are full of hate facts tonight.
I know, right? It hurts sometimes.
I know.
It's fucking retarded, man. Fucking retarded. It's not that hard to guess these things. It's like, oh, just like with Brexit, Jack. Brexit passes and the stock market takes a huge dip. Because everybody, British money's not worth anything anymore. Even if Brexit had happened how it was supposed to exactly, it was still a year away.
Yeah.
And there were a whole bunch of rich people who went, dumb people are selling again. And they went out and they bought it and everything comes back and bam, rich people got richer. Stop panicking. Bill had some interesting stand-up about Mexicans only coming to America to pick cabbage. I don't think I've seen that. I did see. Go ahead.
He used to be edgy. Now he's just sad.
The Hodge twins. I watched a couple of their videos because I hadn't caught a couple in a while, and they're ones that I binge when I do watch them. I'll catch a couple in a row, and then I'll miss them again for probably 2 months, and I'll binge a couple more. But they had one where they were talking about all these protesters and these shitheads and how much America sucks. And they were specifically talking about, I think this might have even been the black one today, talking about how good black people, and for them specifically because they're black men, how good black men have it in America. And they mentioned, the top grossing entertainer is a black man. The top grossing comedian, black man. Top grossing singer, black man. I don't remember if that one's true.
Probably.
But they mentioned Oprah herself, black woman. And they talk about how they actually asked the question, name anywhere else in the world where black men can do better than they can in America. Name any. They're like, you can't. America is so good. This is true. It's so good. People will walk from Ecuador to try to get in. From El Salvador. from Chile. Y'all know how fucking far that is?
Yeah.
They will walk. We're not talking coyotes are running them up in a van. No. They will walk, risking life and limb. Do you guys know the statistic on how many people get raped on their trip up here? Do you know that stat? A third. A third of the women who make the trek up here to the U.S. are reportedly raped. This is one of the things that Donald Trump had brought up once, and CNN did a fact check on it. He mentioned that a third of the people that are in these caravans and stuff get raped. And they're like, well, technically true. Fuck Donald Trump. I mean, I was like, they actually pulled that. They pulled a, well, technically true, pointing out that a third of the people coming up are raped. These are people who lose their shit over their made up 1 in 4.
Yeah.
But a third, which by the way is more, guys. I don't know if you remember your fractions from 4th grade, but a third is more than a quarter. And they're like, no big deal. It's all right. It's all right. Everybody wants to get to the U.S. And you have people here in the U.S. who just don't appreciate it, who have no idea what it is they're even bitching about. They said it was a third. It was 30%. Isn't the stat something like 32%? So I think that you're right that's what they're talking about, because Trump said it was a third, and they're like, no, it's actually a third. It's 30%, which, by the way, really close to a third. That's off by 3%.
Yeah.
It's still a disturbing number, and these women know that going into it. They have a 30% chance of getting raped, and they're like, I'd still rather live in America raped than live here not raped.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Right? James Colley, thank you, sir. I believe you mean orgy. Silence is consent. Yeah, silence is. We saw that again the other day. Somebody used silence is consent again. And I'm like, oh my God, please stop saying that.
Right?
Please stop saying that. Oh my God. If everyone had to do 2 years in the military, there would be more appreciation. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think you might. I know that there's people who believe that way. I think it might make people grow up quite a bit. America is still it's too nice of a nation.
Yeah.
You don't. Even our poor people who might want stuff, they don't want for much. We don't have people starving to death very often. It's not something that happens a lot. That is a cause of death in other countries. Starvation. It's not here. Oh man. So silence is consent. Time to visit the coma ward. Stop it.
That's awful.
Stay out of the hospital.
Trying not to laugh at shit like that. Where's the mutes?
Faithless, you know what? That's a good way to put it. He says they want for better, not for nothing. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And we have a entitled group of shitheads who don't understand the difference. They don't understand what starving is. Even me, growing up poor, I had a roof over my head. We had food in our bellies. We had toys. We had clothes. There were times that things were tough. Times we didn't have cable. We didn't get to have like I never had Capri Suns as a kid. Those were cool. I wanted the little pouch. But I wasn't, that kid on the commercial with his distended belly. Is that the word, distended?
Yeah.
Yeah. Flies all over his face. Gets a UN cup of shit once a month.
Yeah, only because the regional warlord said you could have it.
Right. It's amazing, man. Appreciation. We need people to appreciate it again. Love the U.S., man. Does it have problems? Sure.
Every place does.
But you'd rather live here than there, I promise you. And I know there's people, no, actually, I would love to live in Canada. Take your ass, bitch.
Right? If they'll have you.
Actually, I would love to live in Cuba. Go the fuck down there. Get a 50 Chevy, push it into the fucking ocean and swim. You'll be fine. People made the trip the other way.
Yeah, ironically, they probably have strong immigration policy.
Right? But yeah, take your ass if you think somewhere's better. And good luck to you. Man, I hate people. Jack, I think we should wrap up.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for your donations and keeping me from having a distended belly and flies on my face. I fucking hate flies. I really do appreciate the donations. Jack, is there anything you'd like to show?
Yeah, I'll drop a link to my latest video in the chat. And as always, thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome.
What day is this? Friday? Oh, tonight we'll be on Scribe Light's channel, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. Then a game stream over on Satsu's channel after that. I may be late for one of those because my wife is coming home. I don't know what time she's going to be here. And if she gets here at like 8:50, I will be late for Lords of the Night. So I don't know what time she's going to be home, though. So we'll see what happens. Tune in anyway. Audience, thank you for coming and hanging out. Jack, thank you for joining me. Everybody, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Hang on.
Oh,
thank you, James Colley, for the donation. Come on, Jack. You're telling me that if you were in a coma, you won't eat one with a thigh gap?
wow.
Thank you, James. Sorry.
All right. With that, guys, have a good night. Jack, thank you for joining me. Everybody, have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
My dick is bigger than your distended belly.